Okay, so what we're going to look at today is sharing. This is very important. Over the next week or so, you really have to have this sorted out because if you don't set this up properly, we're not going to be able to help you with your Mac. So we have some new software. What it lets us do is it lets us find all the Macs on the network, and then with your permission, we can send you software, we can log into your Mac and fix things, so we can help you remotely. And this is where we want to be. Also, what we're going to do today is going to teach you how to share with your friends. So forget USBs, forget external hard drives and all that other stuff. You should be able to put two Macs in the same room, find them, and then pass files between them. Before we get started though, we're going to make a folder that we can share later. So I'm going to go to my Finder, File, New Folder, and I'm going to call my folder, pull it over here, I'm going to call my folder Shares. Now I'm always someone who dates their folders, so I kind of recommend it. And at the end of the year, I'd probably delete this. It could be full of junk if I've passed a bunch of photos and pictures and stuff between people. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my system preferences. Now I'm going to do that by hitting my command key and my space bar, getting my spotlight box, and typing system. Enter. Okay, here are my system preferences. This version of OS X is one behind yours, but everything should be about the same. So most of the time when Apple updates stuff, unless it's a major update, all they really do is shuffle a few things around. It's not a big deal. We're going to go to the sharing folder. Okay? And I have my security lock on, which we'll get to in another video. I'm going to unlock it. Alright. The first thing that we need to do is look at your computer name. So this particular computer, I use it for administering stuff at school, and it actually has Windows on it and a couple other operating systems. So I gave it this name. But you can name your computer anything that you want. What we need you to do, though, at DAA is name your computer so that we know who you are. But at the same time, when you take your computer outside of school, we don't want random people knowing your full name. Because there's a method called a man-in-the-middle attack where you're at an internet cafe and there's some guy sitting in there and he seems like he's drinking coffee, but what he's really doing is he's spying on everybody on the network and he's trying to figure out something that would give him your credentials. So it's good to not use your full name. So what I've come up with is a really simple method for doing this. So let's say that your name is Omar Gosen and your room is Lab 103 and it's at DAA. To a stranger on the street, that will look like gibberish, but it makes a lot of sense to us, and that's what we want to do. Alright? That's really all you have to do after you edit it. You just click away and it changes. Okay? It's easy to do. Okay, you can hit the edit button or you can just type it. It doesn't matter. Let's say that you don't have a classroom, so maybe you're an ELL teacher or you're a support teacher. Again, you could do like Omar Gosen, ELL, DAA, etc. We'll be able to find you. We know who you are. I'm going to put mine back to how it was. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is file sharing. Now, and services sharing. You don't really want to ever turn this on. If you do, students with Macs and teachers might be able to access data that's on your DVD drive or start playing a movie over the network, which isn't good. Screen sharing, remote login, and remote management, they're all kind of tied together. You only need one or the other, so for now keep this off and go to file sharing. Alright, you can see I already have some shared folders. First, let's tick file sharing on. Yep. and then go to Options. Alright, you want to turn on this one. This is the Apple file sharing. This only works with other Apple computers. So you can't use this with Windows computers. And then you want to turn this one on so that you can share with Windows computers. Now on your computer, you probably only have one of these accounts. I have multiple accounts for testing things. So just make sure your account is ticked. Okay, next we need to choose a shared folder. So I'm going to click the plus sign and add a folder, and I'm going to go to my desktop, which is right here, Shares 2012. Now we're going to make what's known as a Dropbox. So this is something that anybody can put stuff into, but they can't get anything out of it. Alright? So I'm going to click Shares, and then I'm going to go over here to where it says Everyone, and I'm going to click Everyone. And then I'm going to change Everyone to Write-Only Dropbox. Alright? Now, if people with Macs look for my computer, they'll see it, and they can drop stuff in my Dropbox. They can't get it out, they can't edit anything, but they can drop stuff in.